Good evening, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal Fan Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters for June 2025. And what we've got for you tonight is the final. Where is it? There it is. The final preliminary bracket. Finally, we're doing it. It's going to be Rurczak versus Colby. On your screen, it says Bald Shaggy versus Cdubs, but that's because that's their Twitch names. But Rurczak versus Colby, those are who the people are. And then the winner will take on Scotto Bozo, who you may also know as Scotto Bozo. This whole thing will lead into a match sometime, hopefully in the next week, I don't know, against Leo. And that will complete all of our preliminaries. We have a top 16 and more actually determined besides that in this tournament, and we already have people who have gone beyond. Is this the right thing? Yeah, we already have 2 people in the semi-finals. We are going to do the other available top 16 bracket pretty soon, right? When is that? Is that Saturday? Let me look at that. Yeah, DAS Masters Orange Yellow top 16. That's the one with Tugi and Uf means egg and Eliash and Robin. That's that top left-hand corner. We got that one scheduled. That's going to be done on Saturday. Don't know when this last one is going to, be done. It depends on who wins and all that. So that is what we're doing tonight, is just going to be this pink bracket and what leads into it. Rurczak versus Colby, winner versus Scotto Bozo. Now we do have more for you tonight. Just one solo match in our top 16 of Masters. Let's look at that. Masters. Now this is Masters that you're looking at. See, it's green and not yellow. But the yellow bracket is what we're doing. It's very confusing. But yeah, it's going to be ID Kirby versus the Dangler. And that will feed into a top 8 match that is against Meme. And we will try to figure out when all that is. But, these little solo matches, these little kind of dangling whatever, it's all getting resolved. So that is what we've got for you tonight anyway. It's going to be that DAS Masters bracket pink first. And then there might be a little bit of a break depending on how long this goes. And then that Kirby versus Dangler. But anyway, DAS Masters is what we care about right now. So let us take a look at our rules. And the rules are that this is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on console or emulator so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. They can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical, mechanical, or even biological. No biological turbo, because this is a DAS tournament and players should heed the spurt of DAS and play DAS. Actually play DAS. You must play the DAS playstyle, which is pressing and holding the overwhelming majority of the time to actuate your piece movements. A quick tap at the end of a DAS movement is okay, and 2 and 3 taps in the middle of the board generally okay, but those pesky 4 and 5 taps, yeah, those should be DAS. Okay. Anyway, DAS. It is time to play a DAS tournament. And how is that DAS tournament structured? Well, it is a best of 5. That means the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Level 18 starts all the way through. Same piece sets will be used, re-rolled in between each game of the match. Players, make sure your hertz and input displays are turned on. And remember, you should not be receiving any in-game advice. You should not pause unless I tell you to. And you should just keep playing if you experience tech or internet issues. and I will sort it out. You do not have to help me. You just keep playing. I will sort it all out and come out to the fairest result that I can come up with. So that is how to play this tournament. Okay, the winner. Oh yeah, the winner. Do they get anything? Nope, they don't. So we'll skip that. No, they do. That is a share at a prize pool, which stands right now at $678.49. That's a good amount, and I appreciate everybody who's contributed to the prize pool so far. However, we do have an incentive and a goal every single month, and this month's goal, $1,000. If we get to $1,000, we will pay our top 8, which is very nice. The top 8 will get a little prize, and that is very motivating to the players because they know, oh, I can play the tournament this month, and yeah, maybe I'll win a prize even if I don't go all the way. So yeah, paying the top 8 actually pretty important. So if you want to help out with the prize pool, well, I hope you do, because that is the only way the prize pool gets funded. It is 100% funded by you, the viewers. There are no sponsors. You are the sponsors. And, you know, take your pointer finger, right? I want you, everyone at home, take your pointer finger and point it, you know, away from you, but then turn it around 180 degrees and poke your own chest with it. And that is the person who is the sponsor of this tournament. So every single one of you, if you enjoy watching this, please consider contributing to that prize pool. Making our goal is very, very important for the continued existence of this tournament. If you want to contribute to the prize pool, use the Matcherino command while you're watching live. That will bring up 2 links. The second one is the one for Dash Masters. Click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner is where you log in and where you'll also find the contribute button. You can log in with your existing Twitch and YouTube account. Don't even need to make a Matcherino account. Okay, that is how to support the players, to support the channel, to make sure that, you know, there's actually a venue and a place for this to happen and a person to do all this for you and for the players. Yeah, that is what Patreon is going to support. Go to patreon.com/monthlytetris to make an ongoing monthly or annual pledge of support to this channel, just like these people on the screen have done. Thank you all so much, everybody on the screen, for having done that. And big shouts to Scott Gray, Jane the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shell, Beachroyd, and Kim Rogue Potato, Cat Kit, and Mila. Yeah, the other ways to support the channel on YouTube, you've got options, super chats, stickers, channel memberships. You can gift channel memberships. Over on Twitch, you've got bits, you've got subscriptions, you can gigantify emotes. It's all kinds of stuff. You can gift subscriptions. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get a Twitch Prime gaming sub to add to the channel of your choice. And Trudy heeding the call and coming in with the whatever amount that was. And I think we also had Maitre Witien come in. Maybe that's the same. I don't know if that's the same person. I don't know. But I just had one come in Das Masters. It was 2151. Maybe this hasn't come in yet. Hold on. Let me take a look. If I'm not logged in, sometimes things don't come through. But anyway, we did have one from Maitre Witien, so thank you very much for that. Maybe that's the same person. Also, recent contributions from Arbaro, Blithering Tribe, Mendacity, and DJ Mr. Burrow, and Metal Storm, and Serial Number, and Andrew Coe, and any number. Oh, it's Scott Gray with the 500 as well. So thank you, everybody, for coming through. Really appreciate that. Different person. Okay, I don't know why yours didn't show up, but it will in a minute. I'm sure it will show up. Sometimes it will be delayed, and I don't have any explanation for why that is, but okay. Let me go and flop on over to our game scene here, and we might be in big head mode because I'm kind of dependent on what cameras I get from the players. Rurczak, we are cut off. So we would prefer to have face shots if we have to choose, because it's aesthetic for the people to see the players. So if you're able to move that camera up, that would be great, and we will sacrifice having the hand cam for now. Although players do remember that, you know, you don't have to do anything about it today, but the rules do state you gotta have head cam, face and head, or whatever. Face and hands, there it is, on your thing. So yeah, if it's possible to do that, that would be great. Oh, look at that. Look at that beauty. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Beautiful. All right. Looks good. We're in big head mode today. And I'm happy to have that happen. All right. Face and hands is difficult for me, but you can do it if needed. Let's just go with what we have in the interest of getting this done. But in future months, maybe we can find a way to make that happen. So, but I'm cool with it this time. And, you know, we'll just roll with what we got and get Tetris done for the people. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all some pieces. So if you want to, you can complete the warm-up you're on. But once you're done, we'll just go ahead and get this underway. And yeah, it can be pretty awkward, especially if your setup is against a wall and you're trying to figure out how to get face and hands. One thing I found is like if you get a Gorilla Pod, a lot of people have like laptop and there's really not much they can do. I understand that. If you do have a separate web cam, then what I found is you can like lean a pole against a wall and Gorilla Pod it like above you and point down. Like I found that works for some people. I think Dangler, has like a high cam and it kind of points down and it gets both. And there are ways to make it happen for some people, but I understand that not everybody has everything. Is the best way to use the cam sideways? Yeah, if you can use it sideways, that's a way to do it as well. Again, not everybody has a separate webcam that they can use, and they're just using laptop cams and things like that. The other way you can do it is use Ninja Cam with your phone, or otherwise get your phone into. There are ways to do it, but if it truly can't happen, I get it. Head goes here, hands go there. Yeah, it does say that. That's a suggestion. I mean, I might come up with, what are we on? Stencil 4.0, 3.0? I might come up with a new stencil. They are not playing around. They are warming up, Catvinity. This is just warm-up, so they're just warming up. As you can tell by the fact that one of them is 40 lines ahead of the other. And the fact that I'm not talking about the game at all. All right, Colby with a good game started here with that, actually. So it's a shame if it ended. All right. No, this is not top 8. This is round 1. We're still in round 1. June 25th, we're still in round 1. But it's not actually June 25th. It's more like June 14th right now. Almost all letters seed. 70 FDFB. Interesting. It's June 26th over here. But yeah, as far as, our month, we're only like, when did we start? I don't even know when our first one was, but we're making a lot of progress from the time we started. I think it was like the 10th. Maybe something like that. Might have even been later than that. All right, 7 Delta, Foxtrot, Bravo. All right, 70 FDFB. Looks like both players are ready. I'm ready, you're ready, everybody's ready. Let's get this round 1 match between Rurczak and Colby underway in 3-2-1 Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Rurczak who qualified into this tournament into seed number 22 with a 969,000 average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Rurczak is from not Indonesia, but Poland. It's easy to make that mistake, but that is a Polish flag, not the Indonesian flag. Rurczak, according to my research, has a 1.16 million DAS PB, which would be good for, about 94th-ish on the overall PB leaderboard. This is Rurczak's 4th appearance in... Is that right? Is that right? 4th appearance in DAS Masters? Why do I feel like it hasn't been that many? I gotta check my Liquipedia and make sure that that's true. Rurczak in trouble here, but gets a triple down. That's gonna help. That square gets to the left. But yeah, let's wait till these players bring this down before we. Yeah, this would be Rurczak's 4th appearance in DAS Masters. Last month was his best finish ever. He got into the top 16. 86,000 for Rurczak, 120 for Colby. Sometimes I don't trust my own notes. May have seen Rurczak play in the CTWC DAS World Cup or Championship or whatever they're calling it over there in Germany. Played in that. Also played in the silver bracket in 2023. Also, there have been CTWC Poland regionals 2022 and 2023. Rurczak was in the top 4 of both of those. Also played in those level 12 tournaments run by Evesy and or Pumpy Heart. So Rurczak trying to get a trip back to the top 16, could clinch that today. But standing in his way is Colby, aka Cdubs, aka C-Dubs. You may have seen that name around, but you haven't seen it in DAS Masters yet because this is Colby's debut in DAS Masters. Qualified in with a 944, seed number 27, has a 1.207 million PB. That's good for about 62nd. Rurczak still kind of fighting this stack, trying to bring it back down, and good discipline there for the bar in the middle of the stack rather than putting it all the way to the left. Might have hung there. So just trying to play safe and bowl out that left side safely. 193 Rurczak, 285 for Colby. Colby, you've probably seen him most often in CTL. Seems to be a regular in CTL the last few years. But you may have also seen Colby at the Northeast Regional in 2022 and the Iberia Regional in 2022. So trying to make a run here in his debut. 313 for Colby, 227 for Rurczak. And Rurczak bringing this down, an extremely patient dig the entire way. 254 for Rurczak. Tetris for him, 277. Tetris for Colby, 363 through 85, which is a pretty decent pace for DAS. If you're in the high 300s in the 80s, it's not bad. That'll put you on pace for the 500s for your 19 transition. Summer B with a $25 contribution. Thank you so much, Summer B. Trudy, I swear I saw you contribute. Did you not? Maybe you didn't do that. I only just saw the avatar, but it was very small, so I don't know if you contributed or not, but hopefully it didn't get swallowed. But Maitre Witien came in with a 2151 to get us to 700 flat. And then, wow, Super Swede with the $20 contribution to the prize pool. This is for the Tetris heart. Thank you for that contribution to the prize pool. Players appreciate it, I'm sure. And Summer B says, DAS. I love these DAS tournaments, man. I really, really do. Hopefully they can continue. All right, Colby, 505 through 115. Long bar in for Rurczak, 443. That's a Tetris. 10 lines ahead, or was when I started that sentence, Rurczak was. But now just 3 lines to go until the 19 transition. The speed is going to increase by 50% when it hits 130 lines. And Rurczak is in at 467. Colby going to miss that S-spin on the right side. You're just going to take these burns for a safe entry into 19 at 557, which is a pretty decent transition. Mid fives or higher, pretty good. I mean, for me, that's like, I start to get nervous on a 550 transition. These guys, it's like old hat, no problem. All right, Rurczak 521. Oh no, Colby's right side of the screen. Oh, it's gonna quick tap a bar over. He's gonna probably have to do it again and again and again and again. Oh my goodness, not gonna be survivable. Chase down target for Rurczak is 586. So a healthy transition there for Colby, but yeah, didn't survive the entry. Kind of burned up in the atmosphere there. So the target for Rurczak is 586. And he's less than a Tetris away now. And just taking a safe triple. No need to go crazy because you get plenty of time. You could literally just get all singles and finish this, well in advance of any kill screen pressure. On the other hand, sometimes I think players are not used to lining out and they're just feel better stacking for Tetrises, right? It's almost more comfortable for a lot of players to just stack normally rather than change gears and try to go for singles. But Rurczak has got it, and he's taken game number 1. So good chase down there for Rurczak, GG's players. I'm going to put some new pieces in the chat, players. You can take a moment if you need it. But the new pieces are here, 2A, B0, 2-1. And thank you, Scotto Bozo, for the pin. Look at that, Scotto Bozo not only playing next match, pinning seeds. What a goat. 2A, B0, 2-1. Okay, looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them started. Game number 2, Rurczak versus Colby. Game number 2. Rurczak up 1-0. Will Scotto get the monthly achievement award? Maybe. Very possibly. I've only given out one. I mean, he's not an employee, but I gave out one employee of the month one time. And who remembers who it was? This goes back a long time ago. Does anyone in chat actually remember who I gave an employee of the month award to? Professor L? No, but she deserved it. Kibby? No, she deserved it too. I think I only gave out one. If I gave one out to those other two, I wouldn't be surprised, but what's the one I remember? Gummy? No, that's a good choice, but no, not quite. It was Tagamek. That's right. Look at that. Hazel Nut Milk has got it. AKA St. Kitts and Nevis Ball. You were St. Kitts and Nevis Ball back then. All right, Colby was in a little bit of trouble here, but yeah, opens this back up. So great survival here from Colby. Yeah, El Pelton, if you go to the What Does Your Screen Name Mean channel in the Discord, you can find out some backstory on some people. So there you go. All right, Tetris, Colby 158. There's one, Rurczak 144. Colby ahead by 14,000 points. Tetrises on this level are worth 22,800, just shy of 23,000. Whoops A says, I got a new PB. Please don't laugh at how low it is. I'm very proud of it. 384,680. Well, congratulations, Whoops. Nobody laughs at anyone's PB in this community. Another thing I love about it. People seem genuinely happy for people who have progress, and progress is individual. So congrats. Make sure to report it into the bot. 233 for Colby, 238 for Rorschach. All right, Colby piling high up on the left there, but a good board, long bar in Tetris. Yeah, only set a PB if you actually have it, though. Don't meme the bot. It's I use that information, so if you laugh in excitement, that's okay. But yeah, it's set PB, right? Exclamation point set PB and then the number. But only do it if you actually have set that PB, because we kind of use that. I, as a broadcaster, I prepare using that data, and while some people are strictly fans, or maybe they're only fans, to coin a phrase, I still want the bot to reflect reality rather than memes. Okay, a Tetris for Colby, 354, 338 for Rorschach. $379 for Colby, $365 for Rorschach. The other way that it gets used is for matchmaking purposes when we've got open queue events going on. So someone can't have a PB of 100? No, they can't. But you didn't even set it right. You just set PB, or you asked for the PB of the screen name 100. That's what you did. You didn't actually set a PB. Yeah, it's just exclamation point set PB to set your PB. 436 for Rorschach, 428 for Colby. So we're currently at 745 in the prize pool, which means we are just $255 away. Tetris Colby, 476, 483 for Rorschach. Rorschach with a Tetris. He's on 19 at 508, getting a Tetris right after transitioning in. Got to miss with that S piece, and while he's got a Tetris buried there, he's going to have to take some burns here. Try to bring this down. Okay, J to the left. Works. Colby here at 483. All right, Rorschach bringing this down. That T is good. All right, Colby's going to uncovers long bar in Tetris Colby, 515. $583 for Rorschach, $525 for Colby. Look, Captain R1R2 is in the chat. Welcome, Captain. All right, Tetris Colby, 580, 588 for Rorschach. Between 6 and 10 lines apart. And remember, level 29 is where the DAS kill screen kicks in. Virtually unsurvivable with the DAS play style. At least right now, anyway. Give it a couple years and they'll just be like, oh yeah, DAS. Yep, you can go. I'll have to put in level 39 super kill screen. All right, Rorschach, 659. Tetris Colby, 642. And yeah, bracket command, I guess I didn't update it. You could just change the word May to the word June in the URL and it'll work. So click on it, change May to June, it'll work. I forgot to update that. All right, triple here for Rorschach, 701. He's on 25, 705 for Colby. 8 lines apart, Colby with a slim lead. Tetris for Rorschach, 736, 737 Colby. What's the hertz max for DAS? Basically 10 hertz, but you are expected to actually press and hold rather than tap in this tournament. $13 with quick tap, 12 I think actually. Isn't it 12 with quick tap? All right, 777 for Colby, 790 for Rorschach. And Colby kind of needs to get this triple. That bar is going to go in for a triple, 788. Rorschach, 825 after a Tetris. Rorschach, 7 lines to go. Colby, 19 lines still left. Colby going to use that bar to fix the middle of his board. Tetris for Rorschach, 2 more lines. He can get 1 more Tetris potentially. Colby going to need... Let's see. Well, it's going to depend on what Rorschach does, but he's got 1 line to go. He's at 863. He's trying to get set up for a Tetris. He gets the long bar over for the Tetris, 899. Colby is going to need 1 more would do it. So if he gets a bar, it will give him the victory if he can get it over. And he can't get it over, and that's going to be a top out for Colby. Oh, my word. If he gets the bar over, he gets it, but unfortunately not going to happen. And Rorschach is going to go up 2-0. GG's to both these players. Man, high drama right toward the end of 29. GG's. Rorschach, you are going to get the point. Players, I have to just take a moment away. If you give me like 90 seconds. 90 seconds, players, or maybe 2 minutes. I will be right back. Just something in the apartment I have to take care of. So be right back. You can warm up. And apologies for the delay. Yeah, sorry everybody. There was a package being delivered, and I had to go take care of that. So, and the it's awkward for the whole building or whatever. Anyway, okay, new pieces players. Thank you for putting up with that. The pieces are FE5, E5F, FE5, E5F. No, it was not a fire alarm. It was a package. An urgent package being delivered. All right. FE5, E5F. An urchin package. Yes. It is very close to a palindrome. I was like, damn, wish that were a palindrome. That's right. I'm getting an urchin delivered, guys. All right. Looks like both players are ready. Let us go ahead and get them started. Rurczak up 2-0 over Colby. Colby needs to win this one to stay in. And here it is, game number 3. It is a palindrome if you consider E5 a single token. Let's look at this, if that's true. It is. All right. Yeah, you've said something there. I mean, that's arbitrary, but, you know, anything to get a palindrome, really, is my motto. These players have no record against one another, so as far as I can tell, this is a Machigami. And Colby up a little bit high in this board here. This is going to be really tough, and that is going to be a top out. GG's to you, Colby. Pretty rough last game there. Rurczak, you are good in game number 3. And it was a pleasure, Colby. I mean, it's Colby's debut, so hopefully there's it's only up from here. But yeah, GG's. And go Sox, really. They're about to get swept by the Angels, but that is not nice. So, all right, Rurczak, you will be moving on to round 2 to play Scotto Bozo. Let me go ahead and reset this whole business. And we'll do it right in front of your eyes, right? Live jank right here for everyone to see. Scotto. And Rurczak. Is it your first one match in Das Masters? Oh, good question. Let's see if that is true. I'm checking right now. Well, you've won matches in the lower tiers, but as far as Das Masters is concerned, yeah, it is your first match that you've won in Das Masters. So, congratulations. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Let's see. This mode here. Camera. And you're at Scotto. Wow. What's that? Scotto Bazoo. Yeah, no worries. All right, we'll watch Rurczak warm up while we wait for Scotto. I'm going to go ahead and put that to round 2. And yeah, I'll be right back in a second. And I have that right. You're at Scotto, right? Yeah, you're at Scotto. All right, let me go ahead and refresh Scotto here. All right, so let's get Scotto set up. All right, here we go. Getting there. Ready? It's gonna zoom into place. There he is. Scotto Bazoo. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if Rurczak is doing some kind of, I don't know what Rurczak is doing. Is this no row? It is. All right, well, I'm going to put the pieces in chat, but players, you can finish your whatever you're doing right here. Since you are the last match of this set, it's fine. Why the heck does Scotto not have an Xbox? Oh my god. Because he's playing no Xbox. These players they're doing stupid Tetris monthly a month early. Yeah, and it's no Xbox versus no rotation. I don't know how exactly that would work, but why are they not playing 29 warm-up? Yeah, because they don't care about the results of this match. They're like, whatever, man. All right, Rurczak. Uh-oh. Well, I think Rurczak lost that one. All right, players, we do have pieces in the chat. The pieces are C1ED9A. Thank you, Zook, for the pin. It's very nice of you. Cousin Avi, I don't know if I thanked you if you're here today. I don't know if I thanked you yesterday for that tier 1 sub gifted to Xeno Wraith. Not sure I saw it, but thank you. Tetris players need to have less fun. That's true. You're right. Okay, C1ED9A. It is Classic Tetris Monthly DAS Masters Pink Bracket Round 2 between Scotto and Rurczak. Let's get him started. Game 1, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is Scotto Bozo, who qualified into this tournament with a 1.046 million. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. In virtue of his top 16 seeding, Scotto got a 1-round bye and doesn't have to play until round 2, which is now. He's from the United States of America, has a DAS PB of 1.258 million, which is good for about 29th on the overall list. In the most recent DAS Premier poll, which was April, it's done quarterly now, Scotto was ranked number 19. This is Scotto's 8th appearance in DAS Masters. He's finished as high as the top 8, which he did in February. Is that a line spin? I think that was a line spin. She did in February of this year. Scotto has a Masters title to his credit because he was the winner of the second ever Stupid Tetris Monthly Championship. That was in November of 2021. And it counts, all right? Vandy says so. He's also the winner of CTWC's Silver Bracket in 2023. And he played in the Gold Bracket in 2019. So he goes back further than most people. 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. Also played in the Silver Bracket in 2024. Jonas Cup in 2024 as well. He also played in at least one of those early CT DAS tournaments done by Scamper. And he was third, and I think in the first one. That was in 2021. So 148 here for Scotto, 169 for Rurczak. Scotto also the author of the first 1.5 million in a Tetris game, an NES Tetris game. He did it with using RNG Manip, which is starting the game on a very specific frame, knowing exactly how to place which pieces where so as to get predictable pieces that he could then use to basically play almost perfectly. Got it with DAS. And one more thing you need to know about Scotto is he is a speedrunner. And if you go to speedrun.com, you'll see that he specializes in the Ratchet & Clank series, and he's got several world records. On the right side of your screen, Rurczak. He's at 261 right now, 227 for Scotto. Rurczak qualified into seed number 22, defeated Colby in round 1 to make it in. Got a 969K qualifier from Poland, 1.16 million, good for about 94th on the list. This is Rurczak's 4th appearance in DAS Masters. He's finished as high as the top 16, looking to match that. That was last month. He's looking to match that again this month. He played in CTWC's DAS championship in Germany in 2023, also played in silver in 2023, and was in the top 4 of multiple CTWC Poland regionals, and also played in those CT12 tournaments as well, which I don't know. I kind of want to get in on one of these days. 337, but they only let 12 players in, I guess, per level. I guess maybe they've got, multiple tiers, but I don't know. I do like level 12 starts because that's all I can really handle. 383 for Rurczak, 323 for Scotto Bozo. $405 Rurczak, 92 lines, 348 for Scotto. Which stupid Tetris did Scotto win? 2021. The first year that we did it, 2020, that was Hydrantude. Second year was Scotto Bozo. And those were multidisciplinary championship caliber events. Those were not solo, solo mode. Those were a bunch of different modes. And the new iteration of STM, or solo modes monthly with an annual championship masters level after a year. So those new solo months will not confer masters status, but the championship will. Tetris for Scotto Bozo, 423, 440 for Rurczak. Tetris Scotto, 446, 444 for Rurczak. So it's been fun to watch the qualifiers come in for Stupid Tetris Monthly. It's no next box this month. And basically, I feel like I've never inflicted more pain across the classic Tetris community than I have with this tournament. People are like, yeah, they'll get like a top 5 score and be like, I am not submitting this. Like, they don't want to play. Or like, yeah, I stopped playing 30 minutes in. Didn't feel like playing anymore. I think it's destroying people's self-esteem. They're like, I'm such a good Tetris player. Then they go no-row. And they just feel inept and horrible. So, sorry, everybody. Didn't mean it. 516 for Scotto on 18. Rurczak is 468. Now into level 20 at 493. Scotto 1 line to go until that 19 transition. He's going to get it. And a nice pullback of the Z piece because the long bar was coming in and he would have been Tetris ready and got it and looks good. Will the championship have a typical Masters event prize pool? Yeah, I mean, it's not going to happen the same month as a Masters. Like regular Masters will not be that month, and the only tournament will be Stupid Tetris Monthly, like, multidisciplinary, not just a single mode. So if you don't like the word Stupid Tetris Monthly, you can think of it as a Tetris Skills Challenge, where basically isolated NES Tetris skills are tested. Tetris for Scotto, 637, 585 for Rurczak. And yeah, Rorschach's board, pretty tough here. That's a good double. Okay, he's bringing it. Oh no! That Z to the left would have helped to uncover that right side, but he couldn't get it over. Maybe he lost ass. And Scotto Bozo is actually good in game number 1. So Scotto, you are ahead. And yeah, GG's. Well, people, Mino Floof says, people feel insulted over every single thing. It's a fine name. Well, people think because of the name I gave it, it's not a serious tournament. But I made an effort to make it like, maybe I didn't always succeed, but I made an effort to make it so it wasn't a farce. It was, actually competitive and challenging and not just some weird, stupid RNG fest. But I called it Stupid Tetris Monthly, kind of maybe inspired a little bit by David Letterman, like stupid pet tricks, stupid human tricks or whatever. I don't know. But if you want to think of it as skillful Tetris Monthly, you can do that. That's up to you. Okay, both players are ready. 0C110B. Both players are on seed. Both players are ready, and both players are about to start game number 2. in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. But maybe I don't usually take binding votes, but maybe I'll at least take a vote for the next mode just to see what people are interested in playing. Like for me, I want to see drought hack mode, basically no bars mode, played for score. That way you have to optimize for triples and no Tetrises. But there are other modes that we could do. We could do speed run. We could do, we'll do no row at some point, secret grade maybe, or we might do like a no row secret grade hybrid or something like that. Intelligent monthly Tetris. It's fine. I'm going to keep the name. That's just my sense of humor, so. I mean, it's a survival, and being able to play without long bars is a legitimate Tetris skill, right? So it's not silly. It's a real test of skill. Tetris for Rurczak, 147, 110 for Scotto Bozo. And then the the intent behind the monthlies is that you can, by finishing high, like definitely first and second, you'll gain entry into the championship. And so that way, there are people who excel at the slower but more like creative stacking modes, like secret grade or no rotation, that kind of thing, that won't necessarily be great at the modes where rolling is advantageous. But I think they should be able to get into the championship. And if you tried to do, like no rotation, they might not be competitive in that, and yet they have a place in the tournament. So that's why I want the monthlies to be sort of a play-in. And then there'll be a way also to qualify in on the actual month of it as well for people who didn't make it in the monthlies. So that's the vision, and we're going to test it out. And if it bombs, we just won't do it. We'll try it. And if it doesn't work, then, there's no law that says we have to do it anymore. So we'll see. 237 for Scotto Bozo, 332 for Rorschach. You want to do only line bars mode? Oh, it's so boring. It's really boring. I mean, there will definitely be a Vits off month, but the problem with that is you pretty much have to have an EverDrive to do it. So only Vits counts, and basically the Vits counter works. Yeah. You basically score 1 point per Vits, and that's it. 307 for Scotto Bozo, 403 for Rorschach. But yeah, the problem with that is like a lot of people do not have EverDrives because they're expensive, and I would love to be able to do that. But Jasmine would love that type of tournament. Well, yeah, I mean, we did one at Lone Star, and it was great fun. I mean, the Scooty in there, Tyler versus Sharky in the finals. That was really fun. And Jasmine was on comms. That was her first experience doing comms, and she was good. But she was mostly the Vits counter there. So I had her counting them because we didn't actually have a Vits hack like we do now. Hydrant made one. So. 381 for Scotto, 496 for Rorschach. So 100,000 point lead for Rorschach right now. You can always just count the VITs manually. Yeah, I guess so. It's just much easier to not have to do that. You need multiple referees who are just there to do that. And the problem is just keeping it updated on the screen so that players know what they need. It's really challenging. 571 for Rurczak, 460 for Scotto. So 599 entry into 19 for Rurczak. That is a big pace, just 300 points shy of a 600K transition. Scotto is in at 469. He's back by 130,000 points. 2 Tetrises quickly for Rurczak. Scotto digging about 40% of the way up the board. All right, Scotto. Bringing it down. Rurczak, good stack here. Set up again. Long bar Tetris. Rurczak, he's cruising right now. Sebi says we have a chat. Well, yeah, the last time we had a chat, it was like people gave up on tracking it. So I had to constantly exhort them to please count, you know. And they were good for a while, but they just kind of stopped. So it was a challenge. All right, Rurczak uncovering. That's going to be good for Tetris if he gets it, and he does get it. 761 Rurczak, 555 Scotto. So Rurczak up by over 200,000 points here in game number 2. All right, a skimming at Tetris there for Scotto. He's got a spire that he's working around. Rurczak's board starting to climb a little bit. He's bringing it down. Oh, that's a great J piece for a triple. Okay, he's going to uncover that left side, get set up again. Long bar Tetris, Rurczak. 8-11 on 24. All right, Scotto, 625. Still over 200,000 points behind. Or, well, not now he is. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't, but it's averaging out around that. Rurczak 874. Placements here. Tetris, Rurczak 905. Oh, it is quick tap on point here for Rurczak. No, he's going to take the skim. Couple of skims here. He's getting set up in column 9 with that bar. Long bar over Tetris, Rurczak 947. 7:59 for Scotto, and time kind of running out. 20 lines to go. Scotto back by 160,000 points. Another Tetris Rurczak. Another Tetris Rurczak. He's got the max out on 27. It is very smooth and consistent right now here for Rurczak. Here's a Tetris A55. He's got 2 more available. And he's got the match, sewn up at this point. So there's a Tetris for Rurczak. And he, maybe he's going to try to set up for 2 more. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see if he can set up for even 1. He's not set up for 1. That's just going to be a triple. Triple goes in, and that's a 1.1. He's just 16,000, 17,000 points shy of what I have as his PB. Rurczak, is your PB correct? 1.16 million? New comp PB, says Rurczak. So GG's to Rurczak on a new comp PB, and both players taking it to the house to 29. But Rurczak really cruising early. 599 was the transition. So that's a 500K post. Or post, not post, but just post. That was a 500K post. Scotto, it's fine. I mean, those happen sometimes. It's the overall picture of what your game is. That's fine. But anyway, Rurczak going to take that one. We're tied up. We are tied up, my people. All right, new pieces are here for the players. BE4A89. BE4A89. Thank you, Billy Mac. Appreciate that. Everyone, look up Billy Mac Makes on YouTube for some DIY stuff, including a Tetris themed item made of wood. That is fun. All right, both players are ready. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Scotto and Rurczak? Let's go. Game number 3. 500K posts, not post. I just need to speak and say dumb things. All right, 2 push down points for Scotto, not taking any chances. That's right, Lucas. That's why it was a mistake. Guys, I really want to apologize for having said something wrong on the internet. I know that's pretty much the worst possible thing a person can do, and hopefully you can accept me and my continued presence here in this Tetris community. I'm going to do my best to try and do better. All right, long bar Tetris, Rurczak 54,000. It's worse when you set off the fire alarm on the internet. I don't think it is. I think being wrong on the internet is worse. My apartment complex said, "Oh, guys, we've identified an issue with the fire alarm that's been happening recently, so we're gonna fix it." All those problems with the fire alarm recently, it's like since we moved in. Recently. I was like, come on, guys. Stop gaslighting. Not literal. Almost. It's fire alarm. All right, Tetris for Scotto, 150, 129 for Rurczak. Yeah, maybe it's all the gas lights that are setting off the alarm. You've really said something there, Big Pile. I think that's what it is. 162 for Rurczak, 196 for Scotto. That's all right. We're on our 4th management team, since maybe 5th since we've come in. So definitely things are going to improve now, because it's the 5th management team, and they are like, yeah, no, we're going to fix everything. Yep, I believe it. 253 for Rurczak. Tetris Rurczak 276, 272 for Scotto. All right, a little adjustment that went awry for Rurczak. That's going to cost him at least 2 lines, now maybe 3. All right, 3 lines. It's okay. It happens. After this match, basically at the top of the hour, we do have another match for you. It's not Das Masters, it is Masters. It is the last of our top 16 matches. It's going to be Dangler versus ID Kirby. Then the winner will move on to a top 8 match at some point in the near future against Meme in the top 8. So stick around for that. Depending on how long this match goes, we'll probably cut stream and restart on a new VOD there. 361 for Rurczak, 395 for Scotto Bozo. Tetris Scotto 463, 386. Like for Rurczak, there is a line spin. So Rurczak pretty serious about winning this match. Line spins come out. Oh, very nice sequence of pieces there for Rurczak. Okay, a nice J piece to split a double over that well, and he gets a Tetris. 438 Rurczak, 512 for Scotto Bozo. Okay, Rurczak with a little bit of an indecisive placement there. It's going to cause a little bit of a problem on his way into 19. And now, yeah, long bar dependent. Gets the bar, but an awkward transition into 19. And I'm not sure what he can actually do to try and bring this down. And the answer is nothing. That's going to be a top out for Rurczak on 19. And Scotto Bozo is good in game number 2. GG Scotto. Sebi says, Vandy, do you know that line spins can actually be bad for your stack sometimes? Yeah, prove it. If you fail it, well, no, line spin's always the best move. 471E16. I thought I said, oh yeah, good in game number 2. All right, yeah, Higgins. I don't need you to be looking for, misstatements and malapropisms, okay? Don't need you to be looking for them. You're supposed to be one of the people not doing that, right? As one of the adults who have experience speaking extemporaneously for long periods of time. It's inevitable. These young kids, they have no idea. You're supposed to be one of the adults with perspective and wisdom. 471E16. All right. Yeah, I don't need you to be Mystery Science Theater 3000 on me there, Higgins. Let the kids do that. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's get them started. Scotto up 2-1. Looking to win it right now. Rurczak needs to win to force a deciding game number 5. How's it going, Higgins? Higgins, what are you working on? You have that's Chris Higgins, of course, who's the the muscle and brains and hands and everything behind the Best of 5 documentary series. And so what are you working on? You've been gardening a lot? Well, that doesn't help me. I need content to consume. Oh, you're working on getting a jobby job. Yeah. Whoops. Fixed up your old basement, sold a house. All right. Oh, and getting recognized for your work with CTWC, right? We saw that's what you've been up to as well. That's nice it's a nice little thing. Imagine owning a house. Imagine. 83,000 Rorschach, 122 for Scotto. Tetris, Rorschach, 129, 148 for Scotto Bozo. And the line spin for Scotto Bozo. He's been listening. He knows what to do. All right, Tetris for Rorschach, 155. Another Tetris, 178. All right, a double and a Tetris for Rorschach, 207. He set up again and gets another one. 244 for Scotto. Now 292. Rorschach is just going to take that triple down the middle and transfer that well over to the right side. So right now, Scotto on match point. Trying to earn his way back into the top 16 and beyond. Go on a run. All right, Rorschach's board. Kind of dependent here. That long bar is going to help. This is going to be a tough down stack for Rorschach. Right, that L is going to help, but I don't... Oh, no, that is going to be it for Rorschach. He is topped out at 244, and Scotto Bozo has taken this match 3-1. Scotto, you will be moving on to the top 16. Rorschach, you will not this time, but you played very well. Always good to see you in this tournament. Hope to see you again in subsequent months. And yeah, it's great to see you and some good moments here. I mean, goodness gracious. Anyway, great match for you guys. GG's again, Rorschach. Hope to see you again. Scotto, you will be moving on to face Leo. Yeah, sick game 2, definitely. Yeah, I mean that game 2. That was amazing. All right, well, I probably should have been reporting these, so let me just report these real quick. That's Masters, wrong one. Here it is. Yeah, so Rorschach defeated Cdubs. It was what, 3-2. Don't report them wrong again. All right, guys, listen. Let's not focus on what I do wrong. Let's focus on what I'm doing right. How about that? All right. So Rorschach over Cdubs was what? Was that 3? What was that? 3-1? Rorschach 3-0. Thank you. Scotto's paying attention. 3-0. I know. I gotta report these when they happen. All right. Rorschach. Okay. And all right, Scotto, 3-1. I just saw that happen. So 3-1. Here we go. Okay, so let's show you this so you can see how it all went down. There it is. So Leo versus Scotto will be a thing, and that'll be happening in the same bracket as Merker versus JDH. And so here's a look at what your top 16 looks like as soon as I refresh it. There it is. That is your top 16. Now, we already do have 2 players who are... Is it 2? We have 2 players. Yes, 2 players who are already into the top 4. But if you want to get a look at what your top 16 looks like, there it is. Now, the next one we have scheduled is Orange Yellow top 16. Tugi, Ufminzeng, Eliash, and Robin will be playing at 12 p.m. That's noon Texas time, 17 UTC on Saturday. Tugi, Uf, Eliash versus Robin. As far as when this pink and red top 16 is going to happen, we don't know. We'll find out when it gets scheduled. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thanks again to our players and viewers. Thank you to those of you who supported the stream during this stream, and that was 1 follower over on YouTube. So thank you, Melonberry, for the follow. Also, we had contributions to the prize pool. That's an important thing. And thank you to Maitre Wheatier, $21.51, Summer B, $25, and Wow Super Swede with the $20. It's going to get us up to $745. We're starting to feel a little more secure about reaching our $1,000 incentive. $255 to go. Thank you, everybody who's contributed to the prize pool this month. Really appreciate that. And the players appreciate that as well. Thank you on their behalf. Patrons, thank you so much for keeping this channel going. Everybody on your screen, big ups to Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Catkit, and Mila. Patreon.com/monthly Tetris, where you can make an ongoing pledge of support to support the channel. I'm going to go ahead and cut stream. We'll be back in about 30 minutes for the next thing. It'll be what? Dangler versus... What is it? That's not this. It's this. The yellow thing right here. Kirby versus Dangler. That'll be in about 30 minutes. See you in a bit. See you, YouTube. Thank you. Bye-bye. And Twitch. We'll find a nice little raid target for you.